Right, okay. Wow, welcome to April's numerology and wisdom show, which is has been a challenge, a Rona challenge, I would say, getting here. I have a friend who calls Corona Rona, so I've adopted that. I think it's much nicer. Yeah, so here we are, about 20 minutes after we normally start, but that's fine. It's 4:21. That sounds good to me. I'm Suzie Cheel, and well, no, we're changing that. I'm Suzie, and this is the Abundance Show. That's right. We've just been talking about my name and numbers. And I'm here today with my co-host, Bobby F. Parihar, who is on every month. And today it was the 4th of the 4th, and it was meant to be at 4 p.m. We were online at 4 p.m., and we just didn't go into Facebook.
Yep.
And this is...
We were in line. There's lineups everywhere. We were online, but we were in line.
Yeah. So this is an abundance show with a twist. The abundance shows about empowering you, and at the moment it's all very much about tapping in to the love that you are, so that we dispel all the fear there is in the world. Because if you wake up each day and you're saying to yourself, I'm on a mission to get everybody to stand in front of a mirror at least once a day, look into your beautiful eyes and say, I love you, Suzie. I really love you. Bobby, I love you. I really love you. And I'm amazed the number of entrepreneurs who do not do it. They promise me they're going to do it, but they don't. Oh, I forgot about that one. So it's really important that we really tap into this love, because the love brings up our immune system, it dispels the fear, and it absolutely allows us to step into the power. I mean, Bobby's going to talk about this, but this is a month of power. It's, what is it? I'm learning more about numerology every day, I think. This is 8 months in this 4 year. And Bobby's just shown me my numbers, and this is a very, very powerful time for me as well. So to introduce my beautiful friend Bobby, who is going to today interview me. So this is a show with a twist. But before we start, I always start with, these are, for those of you who don't know, these are my own Heart Whisper Oracle cards, which an entrepreneurial friend of mine who's finally learnt how to love herself calls these now the Essential Entrepreneur's Toolkit. So that is how they're now getting promoted. So we just want to see what is the energy for there, how Bobby has his. The energy for this show.
Do I get to pull a card from my deck too?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
you need to take those printed ones out.
I leave them on the bottom because I make sure that I don't want to lose them.
All right, okay. Yep. Okay, so everybody who's watching and watching the replay, just tap into your heart, breathe in the love, and see yourself surrounded by a bubble of love at the moment. And we ask that our guides, our angels, our ascendant masters, descendants, and all support us here in this time and as we do this reading. And the card for today is Strength. And that is perfect, I believe, for this time, because strength comes when you make the move to step out from the shadows and dance. This is time for all of us who have this powerful message to stop hiding. So that's my message. I'm curious to see what Bobby's pulled.
These two cards were stuck together, and I'm like trying to like pull them apart, and like they wouldn't pull apart.
No, the one on the top's for the world.
So this is what I got.
Hope
and happiness.
And hope. The hope card this week has come up probably every second day when I've been doing the daily love vibes. And it's about hope. We all need to have hope at the moment. And, you know, there's this, all the crazy stuff that's going around, the more we have hope. The card is talking about where the impossible becomes possible. But we need to hold that hope in our hearts. And we need to choose, as we wake each day, to choose happiness. So you can choose as you wake up to feel grumpy, or you can choose happiness. So I choose happiness, and then I go to the beach and I'm happy and I spread joy as I walk along the beach. Of course, at social distancing. So over to you, Bobby, now.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. Honestly, this is a huge blessing and a pleasure to be with you guys, as it is always. You guys are my family. You guys are my friends. And I'm so blessed that this space has been created. If you guys don't know, we do this on every portal every month. So now it's going to be 5/5 and then 6/6 and the 7th of the 7th. And we're going to do this all year long. So we've developed kind of like a theme around making sure we understand numbers. And, you know, today we have the apex of like astrological and numerological events. What you guys are experiencing this with us live right now. I'm sorry to say this to anybody who's watching the recording, because this is a message for the people who are here with us live, that are experiencing this portal with us right now in this sacred space that we're creating. This is a 4-month. This is April. Okay. In AU right now, we're experiencing a 4-day. In about half an hour from now, I will be experiencing a 4-day myself. I'm usually 17 hours behind. It's almost midnight here. We're in 2020, which is a 4-year. Now, I introduced you guys, and today we had this we're talking about, you know, Suzie and I were masterminding about our organizations and our business. And, you know, one of these topics came up and said, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, well, it's a 444, your life path 4. You know, we should really introduce you and really share your story with people, because the 4 energy in your life path, the 3rd minor in your chart. So we're looking, like, I know all of you guys understand this because you guys are all my numerology alumni. The 3rd part of your life, where your year is concerned, is also a 4-year. And your personal cycle this year is also a 4-year. So we've created a dimensional vortex of 4s, and for the 444 portal, you guys are actually live with a 4/4 master. Now, Susie's gonna have I'll tell you guys, she's an artist. She has her own heart whisper cards. She's also an intuitive healer. She's a conduit of spirit, a conduit of energy. We met, it was 2018. And, it was in Australia. I came out there to speak, and, she was a client of mine. And, it was like, we were already family when we met each other. My Sally's also a life path 4. So I recognized the allegiance that I had to have with someone who I find support in. Many of my life path 4s are people that I work with. I've either married one, I work with one online. Like I trust this energy with my life, because my 3rd part of my life is also a 4. So for me, it's a growing concept. I'm still a student in this. I love the numerology. I love all that stuff. But when it comes to discipline, when it comes to stability, when it comes to logic and getting the 4 energy, which is very dense, it's grounded, and it's also like a vase, or like a case, or a bowl that you can contain something. Like, this is a container. And this is something that we use every day to build on top of our houses. This is our chassis in our cars. These are the stabilities and the structures and the daily disciplines that we do inside of our businesses. And this is where we have this powerful conversation today, because what better way to spend that energy but to have a conversation with this woman who's literally experiencing the astrological event of her lifetime. I was just reading this just before we started on this. And there was a thing there that said that this is an astrological event that's happening on the 4th of April, 2020, where Jupiter and Pluto get a chance to actually go into a celestial connection, which brings fortuitous wealth and that feeling of like, this is going to be like a cash cannon in your life, and that you're supposed to go through this moment in a meditative space. So as you listen to these words and you follow through with this very light hypnosis that I'm going to take you guys through, because obviously that's what I do, right? I'm a wizard, and I'm speaking value with these magical spells that you take time to understand the wealth within inside you. And we have the most powerful 4-4 magnet inside of us right now, that is with Suzie, and inside of the fourth show, like the theme was everywhere. And so I am so super blessed to be able to tell this tale, to have this on my podcast, to make sure that this is a part of the echoes of time, that people know what's going on today, especially with you, where you're going to go. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm not sure, if you've prepared of what you would like. I know I've got questions. We have live people here with us who would love a chance to get a card, or maybe they're going through something. I would like to display your power. People need to see it and feel it firsthand. But Suzie, I don't know, where do we even begin? Can I at least ask you, how are you doing through all of this transition?
I actually love change, and I've been through. If somebody looks at my CV, you'll see I've had 2 near-death experiences. I've had a variety of different. I've lived in a variety of different places. I've had many careers. And I've even got a book that I'll pull it out afterwards. I worked out yesterday that I have a book called Emergings, a meditation on the emotions of change. I wrote that when I was doing a master's degree, but it was when I didn't get a job I'd been acting in. I'd been acting as a head teacher in TAFE, didn't get the job, walked away, set up my own textile art business. And I wrote that and illustrated that book at the time. And I decided, right, it's on Amazon, but it needs a new cover and it's got a new story. So it's actually a book for now, maybe rather than 20 years ago or something when I first wrote it. So I'm actually excited. I'm excited about what's happening. I'm excited for the opportunities that we have at the moment. And I'm really excited because I'm being told nearly every day that my message of love is really, really needed with the world. And I discovered this on a summit the other day. I mean, I was just mind blown by the number of people who were there. And, excuse me. So, and in the middle of it, I was saying to Bobby, we have to move house. And I'm living somewhere. I mean, the worst thing we have is, I can still get to the beach and I can still swim in the sea at the moment, long as too many people don't congregate. So yeah. I'm excited, and I'm not, and I try to lift people up who are feeling despondent, because this is a time, this is what my coach tells me anyway, a time when more millionaires are born, there's more opportunity for the new to come forth. We're already seeing changes. We've got, a government that was basically torn apart. You would never get one side talking to the other. There's collaboration going on. And that's one of the things I'm doing at the moment in my group, Bobby. I'm doing these love recalibration meditations. So I'm excited. I know that there's a lot of people going through challenges, and I'm living in a country that is better prepared than others. But we still, I live somewhere where there are blockades from one state to the next, and we live on one state and have to go out on the other. So I'm feeling revitalized, I think.
Well, I'm blessed, because of course the 4 energy is about grounding, and the 4 energy of 2020 is about a build year. So when you show up in conjunction with so many of these 4 stacked up in your chart, it's probably capable to think, hey, well, the world is falling down. I'm kind of like picking up, and, things are becoming better than ever. And this was the thing that we all needed to break us apart so that we could actually start growing. And everyone now who is stuck at I don't need you, I got a job, I don't need this. And then now they want to start to venture into this world because they just got kicked out of their offices and said, I got nothing to do but be online. And then suddenly our timed divinely message starts to show up for people. And you're like, man, I don't know about you. I feel activated. I mean, this is crazy. And I'm like super agreeable with you. And the reason why I am is because, Suzie, you raise leaders. Like, you deal with healers. Your clients are people who
My
are going
clients are now what I call the creatives and the heart-centered elite entrepreneurs, you know, the high achievers, because they're the people who forget to love themselves. So they need what I've got.
Guilty. Okay. Does that mean I'm going to be super successful as well too? I mean, I hope so. I like to think, am I right, that we definitely are already in that just abundant energy of like, you know, like I'm calling it to us, like, guys, I don't understand. Like, I was talking to one of my mentors as well, and we're talking about the area of money. And this is probably a strong kind of quick little segue here, because the 4 is the entry to wealth. And this is where we generate foundations of wealth. So it gets a hard rap because sometimes it feels like it's too methodical or analytical, and it can feel more in its logic than it's an emotion. But when we're taking a look at a divine calculator, someone who is intuitively connected on so many levels, you would need to iron this thing into the ground properly so that it would be like a mountain. And that spire that you are, Suzie, is that feeling of, I can see the heavens from here. And that's what you get when you have a bunch of 4s that go through your chart. And then on the way in, we have baby love. So for the first 27 years of her life, she's not aging. And then for the second 27 years of your life, the vibration shows up as queen or woman, or that growing into value. And then it just, now it gets good because the discipline comes in and the vitalization comes in, and, you know, it's power. And I like to think, you know, just on the topic of near death, you kind of get pushed, squished up to the light, and they're like, oh, you're not going yet. And you're like, and you kind of like get that intuitive download, and you come back down and you're not the same anymore. And there's like, you've been shown the light. And so when you come back down, I think for me, I'm like, lights on. No wonder you're such a powerful empath. You had a destiny, and in part of it included making sure that you got right squished up to the final scene and then pulled back so that you can continue your work and your path on this planet. And now that you're activating, this is a good vibration to have. Yeah, it's great feeling. So yeah,
it's
can we talk
amazing.
about—
Can I just say, when you said, you know, you push to the edge and you're not the same again. My father, at 16, I was knocked over by a car. I lost all my hair. I was in my last year at school, and I was unconscious for a week. And nobody knew whether I was going to live or be retarded. And I have, if anybody wants to know, I have in here something called German keel bone. They had to operate on both sides. Wow. I was lucky. I came out. I passed all my exams and that, but my father always said I was never the same.
Interesting.
He and he and I had a very close relationship, but I always remember him saying, you're never the same. Whereas my mother used to say to me, which is the title of the book I am going to write this year, lucky, you don't know how lucky you are to be alive. So wow. I've had all of that. And then I had, you know, 7 years ago, the total kidney failure, which was when I got this message of love, when I had to learn that I had to almost die again to learn to love myself. So now I've sort of held back from it, but now this is the perfect time, because it's love that I believe will heal the earth as well.
Hey, you know something? You've activated into a really strong power. And when we first met, you know, we took your name, Suzie Cheel, and you didn't want to put a letter on it. And I was like, well, it's not as powerful as Suzie. Susie's a lot more powerful, but when you put the whole thing together, you're like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. We kind of tried figuring it out on the back end, but then you notice something. She goes by Suzie now. And so there was like, okay, the dragon's ready. Because the Suzie Cheel says, I'm a warrior and I'm a pioneer. And then you had to run to this space. And now that you're here, the dragon wings come out, and it's just like, you know, I'm dropping Cheel. Cheel's a great ambition energy.
Yeah.
It's a balanced vibration as well. But Susie's like, okay, the dragon's here, or like the wizard's here. The global vision, the magic is here. And that's like a very vibrational thing. You use colors. You use this through your ability to draw things and intuit, you know, artwork that's like, it's stunning. It's spiritually inspiring. And like these cards, when you pick them, you look at them, it's almost like it's like a like an angel's trying to like draw something and trying to like leave something through, and it almost feels like it's working through your hand. And if anybody's very empathic or intuitive, they'll feel that. So I'm always like, oh, you gotta get a deck. If you don't have a deck of cards, you gotta get. And I'm like, Suzie, come on, get us another one. You're gonna put another one together.
Yes,
but I know you got so many things.
I have started, and I'm going to ask all the people who own the cards, is there words that are missing for you? Because there's some words missing for me in this deck, and so that we can add to that. And I will say now, I have my printers accidentally printed an extra set of cards, which I didn't order. I rang to get a quote. So I have plenty of cards here at the moment. And you know, they come in a bag, and they've got little tags, and they're quite different to when Bobby got them because I've expanded it. And you also, and particularly at the moment, I'm giving a small painting. So I will drop in, you just need to go to suziecheel.com and click on Oracle cards. And I ship there. We're still shipping around the world at the moment. I asked the post office the other day.
Okay, so they're inspirational messages that are also attached to personal artwork that Suzie does, and it's thought evoking. You pull a card and you're not feeling that great, and you know, it just kind of lets you know what your source is actually trying to explain to you. And when you met, I mean, sometimes I'll sit down, and the pressure of children or the pressure of families just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna sit, and I look at the cards, and I just pick one up. And, you know, it just says that feeling, like, just be. And I'm just like, let go. And I'm like, okay, Suzie, you got me good. And like, and it's a powerful companion. If you ever come to my house, you see I've got crystals everywhere, and this is literally on the deck of it. So you got my plug. I'm literally, I can actually sell this to you. I absolutely host it on my site, so you can buy it inside of my numerology alumni program. And so yes, it's because I believe in what the power of these are. And Suzie, we need them. But you got a divine tool. You got a divine gift, and you've awakened to it. So we like that. And I'm kind of curious, is it a long story, or did you always know you were spiritual? Was it a result of because that's a coma? Is that what that was, that you were in another dimensional space?
I don't recall as a child being intuitive. But I think, yes, that probably was the changing point, but I don't know that I became that aware of it. I know Des used to say, he'd ask me something, and he'd say to people, you got to trust Suzie's intuition, because if I don't, at my peril, something goes wrong. And what I've tried to, and this is for any of other people who are out there who think they might be spiritual, and they might have really a high intuition. I've pushed mine away a lot. I mean, I learned to read cards with Doreen Virtue back nearly 20 years ago. I've worked with her before she changed. I've helped her on her own thing. So I was already, if you looked over here, you'll see how many of her other decks of cards. But now I do just tend to use these. Somebody else said I should go back to using other people's, but I'd rather make another deck and add to this one, because it's through these cards. I believe it's through that last near-death experience I had, that maybe I had to have that to really wake up, that my intuition was so strong. I mean, that's where my book is. I journaled the whole thing. Every day I journaled. And what I've had to learn to do is trust. But what's happened for me now is the more readings I do, it's really scary. I tap into one person on a live, and I solve their problem with one card, because somehow, and I don't know how I do it, but I can just tap into their energy. So it's, I got goosebumps the other day. I mean, I changed one person's life with one card. He couldn't believe it. So I'm sort of feeling that I've got the, I feel that I've been given an opportunity with Rona, and with change, and with all the restrictions we have. I'm a great rule breaker. I'm not very good at conforming. Des told me the other day I was I was being an ostrich about this whole virus thing. I wasn't taking it seriously enough. I thought I could just go anywhere I like and whatever else. I've now realised I can't. I can't have all my friends to dinner because I love cooking. I love entertaining people. So it's been a gradual journey, but I think it's always been there. I'm just going to pull something.
See, the thing that I think is that, you know, we're now forced to that reality where we have to actually like get to work. You know.
I have mentor coach Kate Chiffy Gray and Jeffrey Slater. Yeah, they've told me I've got to work really hard now. This is not a holiday time for me. I'm lucky I live near the beach.
Yeah.
This is when I think I knew I was intuitive. I was doing a postgraduate course and I had the final project to do. And my tutor rang me and said, how's it going? And I said, can't get it moving. And he said, get out a piece of paper and write, it's not ending now. And I wrote, it's not ending now. And out of that came this book, Emergings, which is a process of change. That is total intuition. So when I go back, I think probably after I stopped living, you know, the high life of being in pubs and drinking too much and doing all of that. And I've been involved in personal developments in my 20s in London. I really got involved then. I have more books on my shelf, not that I've read them all. And now I feel that sometimes when I'm listening to things, I could be up there sharing that. So back to your long answer to your question. Yes, I've been intuitive longer than I've been aware of, which is why I believe I can now help so many more people untap their intuition.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And even from the first time we met, I was like, no, this is someone that I have to have with me. And then when we started working together, it's just that I like to think that when I connect, and many of you guys inside of this call can say that, it's interesting because I have like specific understanding for us all that are here, that there are certain people in your life that you just need to keep with you. And so when Suzie was one of them, I was just like, no, this is a very powerful space. When we put our lights together, and next thing we know,
Hold on.
Hey, Kate, how's it going? Good to see you. Just going to hide your camera there. And thanks for joining us. And so, you know, I recognize my flame gets bigger. My light gets more in tune. And when you're able to have a partner, or especially for me as a life path too, I'm all about connecting to partners. And so if I can find a partnership I can connect to that says, whoa, you turned the lights on the tree really big, then that's a wonder one. You lit me up like a Christmas tree. And that feeling is that, you know, we find those souls to help build this net, because we're creating a safety net for people. And in an uncertain time, you know, we're out there like, you know, enjoying and in there enjoying and like, you know, in here, but we're expressing abundance. And, you know, that's one of those most beautiful things. And, you know, I'm pretty sure for whatever financial challenges you're going through, your landlords, your bosses, their employers, like everybody's going through it. So everyone's getting relief. So everybody's going to act in this together, which means, you know, handle your stuff. Like if, you know, especially with the 4 stuff, right? You know, you want to take care of that. And this time is an absolute transitional space and transformational space where people like Suzie are going to be leading the charge. And, you know, it's funny because before, you know, you were setting up and you were creating the process to work with and to become a mentor. And, you know, I remember that time. And now you've grown, and, you know, your channel's on Boost. You got the Abundance Show. It continuously grows. You're picking up clients now, and now you're inside of the space of wellness and transformation. Like, really, this is like the fully embodiment of the emergings. And you're actually like embodying this in your fate right now. And even then you take Suzie down to Suzie. This is such a beautiful time. And I hope all of us can take a very valuable lesson from this, because we're all in a year 4 together, and you all most likely have a 4 in your chart, which does govern the let's get it done. And this is a lady who's saying, I'm getting it done. Like, you know, and we need to be able to see this as a beacon of leadership. So I'm so super blessed. So do we want to talk a little bit more in depth about what you do, or
Yeah.
how
Okay.
you work with people,
Yes,
or do you have something else in your heart?
I do, because I'm
Alma has fours all over her chart. Alma, I'm so glad. One of our audience members here is literally has fours like locking part of her chart, the same way your birthday has it in there. So I'm so blessed you get a chance to see this intuitive prowess as it grows into its maturity. So, okay, back to you, Suzie.
It's exciting, really exciting times. Yes, I've you can all see art and things behind me, and that's what I would love to be doing more of. But at the moment, I'm actually, I do the daily love vibes every day, or most days anyway. For people, I'm doing all these meditations, so you can work with me each day in my group, which is at the moment is still called the Heart Whisper Circle. And on Monday, when I can change the name for it, it will be called Your Daily Love Vibe. And from that in there, I'm going to be doing, this is how people can, come to work with me. How I work with people now is I mainly, people buy my car, people book a reading with me. So like Bobby, I do one-on-one readings. And then I follow up with people at the moment, because the people I'm working with, and I've realized I haven't been sending Bobby his message to say, I love you, Bobby. I really love you. Have you been doing this today? And I've also made, I make screensavers for my clients that they can put on their phone like this. So you have a picture of you. So if you're not in a mirror, you've got it on your phone that says, and this is one of my clients who's learned to really love itself. I love you, Soma. I really love you. So I'm doing that as well. And so I follow up with you so that you're not feeling alone. And what I'm doing next week is I'm doing a special masterclass and it's called Nailing the Imposter Syndrome. It's really all about self-love. But what I'm finding is these beacons of light are feeling like, when I ask them to do all this work, they're feeling, oh, really? I feel like a fraud. So I realize that part of this now, we can't have people feeling like frauds. The world needs us. The world needs, it needs Bobby and I, but it needs a lot more of us to be leading. We need to step up into leadership. And to do that, we really have to. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Bobby said the card he got for the month was me time. Because it's one thing, when we're so busy, we forget to do that. So what I do is I help people get that balance back. And at this time, bringing in certainty. And one of the things that people need to do very much is have courage. We do need to have courage at this time.
I just want to validate your numbers on your chart. For those of you guys who know numerology, most of my audience is already key to this conversation. Suzie is a master wizard. We have Cheel as a driving leader who expands. And we also have communication that is stable and a safe, logically safe space to create wealth and to create a foundation for who you are. And, you were saying mostly entrepreneurs use your services because they're the ones who need to love themselves the most. And you come in as a solid space to say, okay, come in here, we're going to do this. And I like to think it's very profound because it's more spiritual and loving than it is, hard and like, here's what you got to do. It's more like you go into the emotion of things, and that's a beautiful feeling, because your chart is very much like, she's going to tell you what's going to happen. It's going to happen. And she's going to be able to divine that power for you, because that's what Suzie is.
I have to tell you, an entrepreneur that I have been working with said I was being too soft on my page. She said, because if you go back and look at the messages you send me, she said, she can really be tough. And I said, well, you told me the other day when I sent you the message, have you said, I love you today? You lied to me, because you said yes, but you know what you were really doing? I was buying a coffee. So the coffee was more important than the 5 words or something. So I feel like I've got quite a big job ahead of myself over the next year or so.
Hey,
And
that whip. Do it.
so it's,
It's
I
tough.
mean, it is, and it'll give, this will also, and I'm also really, as well as raising the vibes of the planet, I'm really into helping you. I'm doing, this morning I did, I'm really into helping people boost their immune system, because when we're in fear, it goes down. So I'm really conscious that we really all need to be, you know, the woman sitting here with no water today, but normally this would be full of water. And of course, the best water that Bobby and I both drink. Drinking lots of water, getting sleep. Not that I'm getting lots of sleep, because I seem to be too excited. I wake up and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm doing something. But I still do my Joe Dispenza meditation every day.
Good.
And I'm putting myself, and I'm teaching people now, instead of living from the past, which is what a lot of people are still doing at the moment, as somebody said, Scott Oldfield said yesterday, there are people who wanted to go back to how it was. Get used to it. It's not. This is a huge, huge shift. So, and to stay on top of that, we really need to build up this immune system. So we need to be laughing, we need to be moving our bodies, and we need to be really loving ourselves. So I'm doing now in my group 3 or 4 meditations early in the morning, and what I might do is start doing some at night, so the European people actually get to experience me as well. So that's what I'm doing, and everybody can work with me on my profile, you know. And as somebody said the other day, you don't have to have a reading from Suzie every day, because the reading she does for somebody else, if you're really listening, you will get the message as well. And of course, I want to give something that Bobby and I are on tomorrow. We are on a summit with 10 speakers, love and hope. There's some Australians, a girl from Hawaii. I think
I'm in Vancouver Island in Canada.
Canadians. Yeah. Oh, of course, yes, you guys on the island. And we're going to be sharing our gifts with you. And then I'm on this friend of mine who created a summit 12 days ago, has a group now of 35,000 people. Wow. I was on last Monday. I'll be on again on Wednesday. I will be sharing it on my page. I'd love to invite you all in. It is when you're awake. It's my 11 a.m., so I think it's your 9 p.m. And so there's lots of ways that at the moment you can get access to me, as well as still working with me on a one-on-one basis. So
can we just quickly go into that? Like, first of all, you're really dating this episode, because people are going to see this again, and it's not going to be tomorrow, but this is like going through the records of time. So I just want to take the value of what's happening here, because this summit has 35,000 people in it, is watching you. And this is like a transcendent experience. You've never have had that many shares or that many likes or that many views in your life out of an organic thing that you've done. And that's such a powerful exposure. Like, you literally got to the next stage in your evolution, and, you know, going, and you're like, I think I got to do Suzie. Suzie's like Oprah. And I'm like, see, there's the power, because there's that magical wizard that shows up. And I'm so blessed. So yes, if you're most likely to catch the replay of that as well too, unless you catch this tomorrow and then it's today, and then you know, we're gonna use this for the future good. So, but Suzie, I'm so proud of you. That's such a powerful accomplishment and such a wonderful experience. I can only imagine what it would be like. So, was it a go live that you did in there, or you broadcast?
I did. Yes, I went live. I did what was called a love recalibration.
Wow.
And I did wisdom from the heart. And I asked people to bring the questions that were on their heart. The one I'm doing on Wednesday, I've just spent an hour today going through these 500 comments that I hadn't actually seen. I hadn't realized so many people had asked for a reading. And then that's when people were saying, all right, they realized I couldn't read for everybody. So it's about who I can read for, and can you tap into that energy as well. So I'm going to have a totally different system this coming Wednesday for doing that. But yeah, I was just mind blown. I watched this go 2,000, 3,000 today, nearly 4,500 views. It was sort of, it blew my mind. It blew my heart just so wide open. And it absolutely confirmed what Matthew Liam Gardner, who organised this, who when I walked in last year to one of his brunches called Conscious Leaders, I walked in, I think I had this hat on, another hat. My hair was more purple. I had purple lipstick on. I had a selfie stick in my hand and purple painted nails. And he said, "Hi, Suzie Cheel, the real deal. I've been waiting for you to come to one of these events." And I said, I didn't even think I even knew him. And his partner at the time had set this up, said, "How do you know Suzie?" And then it came out how we had actually met through a photographer friend of his. And he organised this. He was looking for 11 speakers. That's how I came to be there. And I just said, yeah, of course I'll be one. And then it became 111. And I went on at 11 o'clock in the morning. This coming one, I'm going on at 11:11, I think, on the Wednesday. So it's been, maybe it was just all I needed was to make the real shift. It's been able for me. And then on Wednesday, on the 1st, I have here my Bobby reading.
Yeah.
And when I read my forecast for April, I got a bit scared because I've got a bit disorganized. But one of my mentors told me I had to have a schedule and I have to have systems. So it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Good. A little fear never hurt nobody, of course, right? But this is such a cool feel to think that even right now, we're officially in North America, Pacific Standard Time, on the 4th month, the 4th day in the 4th year.
Oh, we are too. I just saw it roll over.
Onto the gateway portal that we all creating together. So I feel that. And you know what's interesting? Because I want to dive into the 4 here real quick, that this is such a powerful space. The energy is about I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing the right thing, or I don't know, and that I'm not there yet. And that challenge of the 4 can really draw us to say, shit, I'm scared, I don't have systems, I'm going to get worried. And that anxiety can come in to think I've got to get very busy. And then we get busy doing stupid things that have nothing to do with getting us forward. And so there's a challenge inside of that 4 that we have to transcend. And when I'm hearing this and you're like, man, that's just, it's just what I needed. Bing. And then it's like 12 a.m., like right when you're talking, and we're just like, oh.
So we're both on the 4th now. That feels, yeah, it feels really good.
I feel a very spinny light. So I'm trying to come up to a point here. So the 4 about like the whole world is reaching a catalytic moment. You know, like this summit was created and 35,000 people got a chance to see you speak. And that's like a transcendent moment. The whole world is now gearing onto their social media when they would be on computers and emails and offices and doing things. You know, they're worried with that energy of I'm not going to make the money that I can, because this is a time where I'm supposed to be making money. And the 4 says I got to work. And so we have to do something that's going to keep us busy with our work. And for me, one of those really big things is setting up the systems, setting up the things in order, and making sure that you have this foundation, ground floor mentality about building your legacy and building your wealth, because these are transitional times. And we went from 3 years up till 2019 that were baby. They were like the beginning stages. And then now 444 on there, a 4-year. Now we enter the building phase, which is going to last until 2022. And next year, guys, I'm warning you. Last year, I warned you. And I said, 2020 is going to be a builder year. And now we're in a space right now that says we're in a rebuild. And they're literally rebuilding society while they shut it down.
Yeah.
When you go back out, the world will not be the same anymore. I tell this to Sally. She has not been out since any of this has happened. and except for the walk. And I'm like, every time I go to the grocery store, it's something different. Every time you go out there, something different's happening, and the world's changing overnight, every night, and we're evolving into a new era. So there is a space right now that says, where the hell am I supposed to get an education, a skill set? What am I supposed to do? Go online, get a course. People are not financially prepared for this. We're giving it away for free. We're teaching people. We're giving away value for free. We help people in your groups. There's a community of support that all gear towards helping people find an opportunity and helping people capitalize on an opportunity. So you have the opportunity now to build this and really build this. I mean, now you guys have been there with sessions with me. What am I telling you? The books, the audios, the journaling, the manifestations, the meditation, the visualizing of your thing, the make sure your alarm's going off every hour, your calendar is set, that you've got income producing activities to take care of. Like, these are the gears that drive your business. If your business is a gear, those are the pieces. So we're seeing this now, and Suzie's done the work. She's prepared. She already has a deck. She's on her second deck. She's proven her process. So at this point now, it's like, okay, you get to be a beacon for a lot of people watching this, because they're like, oh, I've got this 4 energy. And a lot of people in this call have this 4 energy. I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but if you remember a 4 in your chart, or if you're life path 4, raise your hand and let people know, because I know that there's a few of you that are definitely in there.
Type yes and type Y in the comments.
Type Y, type yes in the comments, so Suzie knows that her message is landing for you. But the value that we have.
Oh, good. Hello. I didn't know Angelique was on.
Angelique was a life path 4. Okay, so
she's beautiful. We've been putting stuff together for tomorrow, so it's lovely to see you on here. You guys, it's wonderful you're here. It's your midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, your midnight.
It's actually, I think Angelique and I are same time zone right now. Grace is 3. Too bad, Grace. No, I'm just kidding. But I have a 4 somewhere in my chart, so maybe you have a 4 somewhere in yours. But guys, I'm telling you, last year I said that this was the year of the builder. Next year is a 5, and next year is an explosive energy. So when we're seeing something happen next year, it's almost like they're going to turn the world over. And while they've rebuilt and reinforced all of the businesses, when they turn the world over for 5 and we go through shift and change and transition, we're going to experience everything that's not tied down is going to fall apart. That means that they're going to replace, machines are going to replace things. McDonald's are going to have touch screens. They already do. You're going to see less people. There's going to be so much more stuff that's been put around. And we're about to step into the fire where they light the fuse. So my goal and my opportunity for a 4 energy, I'm like, I got to speak on the 4, because obviously that's what the show is all about, is like, I have to showcase this 4 so that you guys understand the importance. I'm like Chicken Little, sky's falling. Everyone's like, okay, yeah, actually sky's falling. So it's probably not the best analogy, because everyone's like, okay, scramble, we got to go now. And we got to build, and we have to, do the right work. And I'm like, I was telling you guys in 2019, I'm like, I'm already ready for 2020. I know that's going to happen. And next thing you know, this happens, and I'm like in a busy mode. And Suzie's like, man, I'm doing good in wealth, and business is getting good. And, I'm getting more and more traction. And same with me. And
I've been on more Zoom calls than I've ever been on last week. I mean, they're not going out at night, but I got a meeting for something that I'm doing and whatever else. It's a hoot. I love it.
And the interesting, kids are out of school. So I'm not doing the stay-at-home mom thing right now. We're all growing.
You're all here.
It's just a powerful thing that we've got the energy. For me, I've been on calls all day, and it's midnight, and it's like this is serious.
You're still awake. Look at him. Lots of energy.
Yeah, I'm definitely so. We're up till 3 or 4 in the morning now. There's no, the whole world is turned upside down, guys. And like, it's just a crazy feeling. I appreciate all you guys being with us. This was so much fun. I want to round us off, because I know I want to respect our time. We could do this forever. Actually, we did start off a little late, so we do have a little bit.
What I will do is I will do 4 readings.
Because I was going to suggest, I want to make sure that people know that you're where to get you. So we kind of went through that. If you'd like to tell people in what capacity they can work with you, or if you want as a reward, because guys, you've been with us this entire time. This is an amazing audience. We'll pull out. You're saying 4 people. I'm not sure how do we choose.
I want to say something to Vicky. I'm getting so many comments on this necklace, so I want to tell you the story. This necklace was bought for me for my birthday, on my birthday, by my beautiful man who I've been with for 31 years, Des, and it's reversible. So it's my favorite color on that side, and it's white here. And we bought it in a little shop down the coast. And every time I wear it, I've had many different chains, but every time I wear it, and I just noticed that Vicky commented on it. And I've got, so
you also have people buying your decks as well, so they're putting in orders. They've ordered some.
Wow. And I was saying to people, although it's a 4-year for me, I'm not actually a 4 till the 24th of December. So I'm still got some building to do, but the excitement I can feel is amazing.
Well, the 3 energy is where you were as a child. And so it's a revitalization of youth. And as well, you're not in the 4 yourself until the December. So you're in a time warp right now where you're now in the performance and the broadcast. Grace said it was a 3-day. Someone's like, oh, it's a 3-day because 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. And so the total vibe is 3. And if you're in that energy still, this is like the perfect time zone for Suzie, because you're still in a 3 yourself. And so we find another spiritual Easter egg to think that if all the 4s weren't enough, you are both also sharing the day, and your personal year is still in a 3. So how cool is that? And that's such a wonderful feeling.
I'm just going to look and see.
Let's do some readings.
First of all, I'm going to do a reading for Vicky.
Yep.
And then for Vivi.
That was fair.
And I'm going to do a reading for Angelique, because she has been working so hard to get what we're all on tomorrow. So first of all,
what I was going to think was that you were probably going to connect with her privately, so but I mean, obviously she's here, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, and I have been connected. We've been
so I figured you would have done a reading.
We've been messaging all afternoon. So
so if it's appropriate, it is. I'm so sorry, Angelique. I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, Angelique second. No, it's too bad. Too late. And then I'll let you choose 3rd and 4th. I'll just be quiet.
I've got Vicky, Vivi, and Angelique, and then I will choose somebody else. So everybody do what I'm going to ask you to do, because although I mightn't do a reading for you, please think about what's on your heart. So everybody, hands on your heart, and take in a deep breath, and just fill your heart with love and with light. And just imagine in front of you, there's a beautiful golden bubble. This bubble is wrapping around your whole body. It's filling you with love and light. And now I want you to breathe that in. And while you're breathing in all those beautiful rays of love and light, I'm calling on everybody's angels, guides, archangels, ascended masters, and any descendants that have a message for you. And just keep breathing in that love. And we ask for this message for Bobby. That's not for Bobby, for Vicky, sorry. There's too many names here. For Vicky, to be for her highest good. To open her, to give her the courage, the confidence. That's what I'm hearing, Vicky. Courage and confidence. There's something that you're looking to manifest that's going to, really empower you. I can't see what it is, but that's what I'm sensing. And you can't see here, but I've got, sometimes cards jump out. So for you, I'm just going to do one more shuffle. There was too many cards there. Vicky, you got the yes card. I love this card. As you say yes to love, to life, and to you, your heart whispers thank you. But what I'm getting now, is you've been a bit hesitant. I think a bit holding back. I might, Sometimes I'm not right, but that's what I'm getting. There's a bit of holding back here, and maybe that's what I was picking up in your heart.
It's like you have to ask a question and then ask that question, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, and and I think you maybe have a little bit of mirror work to do as well. And so, I'll be talking more about that when I'm on live tomorrow.
So yeah, and very powerful. Your talk on mirror work, I actually have it's entered inside of my sessions. So I'm explaining this to people as well of how profound it is.
Okay, great.
It's confronting, I tell you guys, but to go into the mirror and actually be like, I love you. It's like tough, right?
Yeah, you've got to look at you. We've all got beautiful eyes, and when you look in the mirror, I normally have. Oh, here I go. When you look in, have one on your desk or put one on your phone. You can put an app on there. And you look in and you go, I love you. I really love you. Okay, it's hard at first. I've got somebody who said they couldn't do it. They did it the other day and she said, I just spent all the time crying. And I said, well, that's good. Breakthrough. We're breaking through. A week later, she's telling me every day, I've done the mirror work. I'm feeling better. It will help anchor the love that you are for yourself. And until you fully love yourself, lots of us are out there, we're giving it all away, but we've got to give it to us so that we can be powerful in how we give it to others. And I had to learn the hard way. So
yeah, that's a message for me for sure. Okay.
He gets too busy. He forgets about me time.
Yeah, I do. Not in April.
Not in April. He drew the card. His heart knew. Vivi, same thing. Tap in here and just hold that love that we had before. So we asked for this reading for Vivi to be for her highest good. To help you step forward was what I just heard, Vivi. And when you step forward, magic will happen. This card has come up a lot this week. I've seen this card about 10 times this week. Magic happens when you take time to sit in stillness and listen. So this is a message for you, to, I don't know, do you meditate? Do you take time? Oh, sorry, there are 11 new messages here. Yeah, love yourself first. That's right, Alma. Oh, right, Vicky, that's fine. Yeah, so Vivi, if that's... I'm hearing just even 5 minutes of stillness, but listen to the whispers of your heart. Ask your heart what it wants you to know. I think you have a big message to share. That's what I'm feeling there. So, Angelique, tap into your heart. Oh, I think I know what yours is going to be. I think you're a huge giver. This is for you. Your heart knows. Got a whirlwind in your mind? Take time to be still. Whisper to your heart. Tell me and listen. And the other thing that I think you need to ask of yourself and to ask of others. Just in this time, to just give yourself a little bit more support. But it's wonderful. It's so exciting what you've just pulled together. Wow. So congratulations.
Very, very proud of you, Angelique. And the heart knows. It's like it has the answer. So it's where you would deal your question to. I feel that as well too, and it's such a beautiful experience we're gonna have. I hope all you guys get a chance to watch that one. So did we get a fourth? We're going to do someone else.
Can you tell me who's still on? I can't.
We've got everybody here. They're like, oh no, pick me. Francesca's just joined. We got.
Somebody has been on since the beginning. Oh, Angelique, beautiful. Thank you. Tears of gratitude.
Oh, love it. Okay, so Lisa, she was here.
I was going to say Lisa's, yes. Okay. And the rest of you, come over to my page every day. Come and join us tomorrow.
Heart Whispers. Heart Whispers, or what's the page called right now?
My page, I'm just doing these on my profile on Suzie.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
It's Suzie Cheel. We've got to work out how to change it in Facebook, probably. Right, Lisa, tap into your heart. You have some fear to let go of. You've got the gratitude card, Lisa.
We were before we were recording, Lisa came on, and because we were having our technical difficulty, and I was just making a comment of how I've been recognizing her energy, and what she's been doing on her social media is literally what you do to build a brand. You grow as a person. So I'd love to think that card is just like the universe is saying thank you for doing that. Like you have gratitude from the cosmos that, you know, like that's my feel.
Yes, gratitude comes from your loving heart and opens the doors to abundance.
Wow.
So my question to you is, do you keep a gratitude journal? And if not, if you are doing so, do it more. And not this week, but the week after next, I will be doing a 28-day The Magic, because there are people in my group who really want to focus on gratitude, because the more grateful we are, the more we open into love and the more abundant we become in all areas of our lives. Wow. I think that's a beautiful card to actually finish on. And you just gave me an idea for our next show. So we're going to do something quite different next time with the cards, because you have the cards and I have the cards, and we can give people different perspectives. So I think it's very exciting. Wow. So there we go.
Thank you so much, Suzie. This has been amazing, hey?
Oh, I think this has been, I mean, it's unusual not doing it sort of live, but I'm thinking, you know, if we're going to have problems connecting as more and more people connect, we might advertise this as a Zoom.
Yeah.
I can have up to 100 people on my Zoom.
And you know, the thing is that, like, you know, on Facebook, you're flicking and you don't have the focus. But if you sit on Zoom, you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this. There's a webinar happening. There's a podcast being filmed right now. I want to sit for this. And you guys have been so absolutely all amazing to be here with us and stay with us through this. I know we all have busy lives, not going anywhere right now. And I appreciate all of you guys being with us for this message. And if you're watching the replay, reach out to Suzie and let her know, how did this message affect you during this time? And
yes, I would love that. And I'd love to see you. Tomorrow I'll be on the Love and Hope Summit. And I'm just trying to think how I fit it all in.
After, I
want to go live with Angelique so we can get it out a bit more beforehand. Oh, cool. So I want to try and do that. Or if not, I'll just go live and somehow we'll do it. We'll find a different way to do it. So to do that, but during the week, otherwise just come over to my Suzie Cheel profile. And, you know, I was doing 8:30, but because I'm staying up later, we're moving it. So around about 9:30 in the morning, I'm on live, and I give you a message, whatever's coming from my heart. And I'm really helping, you know, entrepreneurs move into this. So, you know, taking ourselves up higher.
Well, thank you so much for hosting me, hosting you.
Thank you for that.
Our podcast hosted on the Abundance Show, which happens every month on, the Abundance Show with Suzie. We do them on the portals. So thank you guys so much for watching our podcast. And Suzie, I'll throw it back to you to end the Abundance Show.
Right. Okay. And we'd love to see you on the 5th of the 5th at 5 p.m., which for those of us in Australia will be my 5 a.m. We're switching it over. So I'm up anyway, so it's okay. So we'll be doing that. I just love with what Bobby and I are doing. I will be doing more interviews with people on my page, just so we can get the message out wider. And yeah, come and join me in my group. And as Bobby's just doing some launching of your membership, there's going to be this special masterclass, and I'll let you all know now. I am launching Suzie's Inner Circle. So you see, I am using my name, just Suzie's Inner Circle, where every month, each week, we'll meet on a Zoom room. We'll do meditations, and as it grows, we'll probably have to split it in two, but you will get one full 3-card reading from me every month as part of your membership.
Wow.
And you'll get all the joys of hearing other people's readings as well. So there'll be a schedule and you can put your hand up and whatever else. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm really excited about that because it means people can talk to me, which is what we can't do on lives. People can actually, I can sit there and look into your eyes and actually see what's going on in your face. So I think I'm really excited for this. So what I'd like to do is, it's for those of you who are about to go to sleep, take the gratitude, the love, and everything that's in your heart to sleep with you tonight. When you wake up, remember to say, I love you. And I want to thank you again, Bobby, so much for co-hosting this with me. I think it's becoming more and more powerful, and I just love doing it. And as I always say at the end, everybody, we can all love ourselves at the moment. It's really important that we give ourselves hugs as well into more abundance. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Wow, power. Good job.
Thank you.
I appreciate all you guys for being here. We'll talk to you guys soon.